A tribe was being hunted by a ghost from a fiercer age, a cave lion with a taste for human prey, 5.5 million years ago.
They thought the greatest danger was the cold and hunger, until they heard a roar.
To save his starving tribe, Thor knew they had to do the unthinkable. Turn and hunt the hunter.
The demon of the ice took his brother, and Thor vowed it would be the lion's last meal.
We have to do this.
The mammoth herd was their only hope for survival, but they were not the only hunters following it. The tribe followed the great mammoth herd across the frozen tundra, seeking a new hunting ground for their starving people. It was a cave lion, immense and powerful, its fur the color of winter frost and old bone. The beast was a relic from a Fisa age, a perfect hunter driven by a deep, gnawing hunger. That night, the lion entered their camp. It was a blur of teeth and thunderous roars. Pure chaos. When it left, it took a young hunter with it. The tribe was left in terrified, mournful silence.
This is no ordinary beast. It is a demon, and it hunts us.
We must turn and fight it, or we all perish.
The next day, they marched with weapons ready. But the lion was cunning, a ghost of the ice.
It struck again from a blinding snow squall, mauling 2 more people before vanishing back into the white.
Running makes us easier prey.
We must find its den. We must take the fight to the demon's home. Those tracks are huge.
We need to be careful.
The air grew colder. The wind howled like the beast they pursued. Everyone was gripped by fear.
They found the lion's cave, a dark scar in the mountainside reeking of death and old bones. The sight filled them with a furious, burning grief.
We will make traps, pit traps on the path, and spears tied with strong sinew.
The tribe worked tirelessly, their fear channeled into a fierce determination to survive and to avenge.
We be the bait. We draw it into our prepared killing ground. Roar!
The cave lion emerged, larger and more terrifying up close. Its fangs were long, sharp daggers. At the last second, Thor leapt aside. The lion crashed into a tripwire of stretched animal hide.
It stumbled, roaring in surprise and anger, but the trap was not enough to stop it.
It swiped a massive paw, shattering a hunter's spear and throwing the man against the rock.
Drive it towards the pit! Hey! Get out of here!
But it was not trapped. It scrambled out, its leg blooded, but its rage now multiplied.
Enraged, it targeted Tor, recognizing him as the leader of this attack, the source of its pain.
A terrible, guttural roar erupted from the beast, a mix of fury, shock, and final agony.
It collapsed, its massive body landing heavily at Tor's feet, shaking the frozen earth below. For a moment, there was only silence. The tribe stared, hardly daring to believe their eyes.
Victory!
They had done it! The demon was slain.
But their triumph was bittersweet. They tended to their wounded and mourned for their fallen friends. The journey had cost them dearly, but it had also forged them into stronger, more resilient people. That night, they built a great fire outside the beast's former den, a symbol of their courage.
We did not just kill a beast today, friends.
They skinned the great lion, a long and difficult task requiring all of their combined effort.
We faced our deepest fear, and we stood together. That is our true strength, our power.
The pelt was enormous, thick, and warm. It would become a sacred relic for their tribe. The following morning, they left the mountains. The mammoth herd was still far ahead, waiting. But now they walked differently. Their heads were held higher, their steps more confident and sure. The memory of the lion would always be with them, a story of loss and terrible fear.
But more importantly, it was a story of survival. A legend they would tell forevermore.
They were no longer just a tribe fleeing the cold and the hunger, searching for food. They were the tribe who had faced the Ice Age lion and lived to tell the glorious tale. Nights were still cold, and food was often scarce on the vast, empty, frozen landscape. But the spirit of the tribe was warm, forged in the fire of a desperate, brutal battle.
And of the responsibility he now carried to lead his people to safety and prosperity.
Weeks later, they found the mammoth herd at a lush grazing spot by a melting glacier. It was a promised land, full of game and fresh water, a place for a new home. The tribe flourished, their numbers grew, and the legend became their foundational story of origin. Generations later, elders would point to the faded pelt on the great meeting hall's wall. Age lion and the brave hunter, Tor. They would speak of the cost of courage and the unbreakable power of standing together.
And so, the tale of the lion lived on, long after the ice itself had finally retreated.